In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how we were able to close $78,000, close and fund $78,000 without having to run a single ad, without hiring multiple sales guys, and also without running a single Google, any campaign online. This is completely AI and Realtor. We have our own engine, which, as you guys know, this is the wholesale model. Really, I wanted to simplify it. There's marketing involved, there's acquisition involved, there's disposition, TC, and admin. These two necessarily don't make you money. These are easy to hire. Where the money makers are is acquisition and disposition. Marketing is one of those things that me as an operator, I launch Facebook ads. I try to get the best amount of leads in the door. The issue is that I had to hire a bunch of sales guys, had to train them. Once they figure out the model, then they would leave. I couldn't scale past $100,000 a month. Or if I wanted to do the other side of marketing where I went to Google Ads, then I would have to downsize my sales team, but rather the leads were now costing from $200 to $500 each one. And now that big of a lead, that big of a cost lead, I would have to send to a sales guy. That's a lot of trust. So I'll rather close the deal myself, which is what I ended up doing. And I didn't like that at all. I was just working 24/7 and I was not a business owner. It was hard to scale, right? So we decided to just kind of delete the marketing as a whole and go towards like a sales and recruitment model, kind of like what New Western does. Let me just search them up real quick. Right, yeah. This is kind of like what we do. With the seller side, we partner with other listing agents, not much wholesalers, not much homeowners. We partner with listing agents only. We build a whole web using AI. They send us deals. Every listing agent usually has from 10 to like 20 deals, depending how good they are. They could have as little as 3 or 2 or maybe even 1. But obviously we're working with hundreds, if not thousands of them, right, at this point. But essentially, in this video, I just want to cover my bottlenecks, which I had to go through, and how I can help yours as well. So essentially, when our acquisition went up, our disposition went down, so we needed to hire a disposition, but then we took over disposition and acquisition went down. That was one of the issues we basically had to solve. The other issue is whenever we have good sales reps or a bunch of sales reps, revenue goes down because they're not good at closing. Whenever they get good at closing, then our revenue goes up. Issue is that they leave, right? So it was just a bunch of issues and a bunch of anxiety. We didn't want to deal with it. We ran pretty much every single one of these models. As you can see, the SMS, cold calling, Facebook, PPC, and YouTube. We've ran every single one of them. This is our average cost, basically per deal. But then again, it's just a bunch of different work. It's a bunch of different technology systems that we just did not want to do. So this is the brand new model that, or not brand new, but the model that we've been using, modeled around New Western, which is, I call it recruiting and sales, AI outreacher, right? It's basically SMS to realtors. We stopped the cold calling campaign, but it's SMS to realtors, and I'll show you right here. I might have to block some of this stuff. So every single day we have a whole, actually let me show you guys this. All right, so this is our AI. What it is basically you can just type in any single city and then just search. And what it's going to do, it's going to pull up every single MLS listing that's active currently right now. And it's also going to pull up the realtor that has the listing, right? So for example, this is every single listing in Atlanta. What I can do is assign the agent, and it's going to send a message to every single realtor. So these properties are active within the last, did I put days on market? It could be any days on market. You can cap it out to 7 days. Usually what I do is 30 days. Just so I can get whatever was active within the month, right? And we can have very competitive numbers on that. So it's going to send messages, and simply what the AI does, it qualifies, it filters the leads, and it sends it over to your closer. At this point, we have one closer, and they're already closed, right? The cool thing about realtors is that they're sending you deals that they already closed on the seller side. We are coming in as the buyers, as the dispo people, right? They don't care. As long as a deal gets closed, which we say that on the call, listen, wholesaling is one of the things we do. We also buy, we renovate, we Airbnb. Here's your portfolio, and we oftentimes send them a portfolio. We either email back and forth, or we just message. As you can see, I'm just gonna go through some stuff right here. I can go through my start. A lot of these we already closed, or we just declined on them. The AI is very, very good at responding back. My only job is to literally jump on a call with these realtors, and then just close the deal, right? So every single day I have an opportunity tab, which I have to blur out because it is a bunch of our deals, but we have pipelines right here, right? There's some leads that I'm nurturing. There's 6 leads that we're preparing an offer. I'm assuming this is today. And then we had 3 offers sent, right? And these are all different properties that are already closed seller side. We are just finalizing the deal. If not, they're making sure they're selling the seller on it, right? Like, yeah, this is this company, I really like them. The agent is doing it on our, basically on our behalf. We don't have to do anything, right? So long story short, the AI sends the first message. The AI also qualifies, meaning that 60 to 70% off of ARV, it's going to shoot that offer. If not, we're not going to entertain it. It's going to qualify the leads, send them to the closer, for the closer to talk to the realtor, and then that's where we close. And that is the whole system, right? Now, my only job is to talk to hundreds of more realtors. That is my only thing. Right now, we're only doing certain states, which is why I'm even making this video online. Nobody on YouTube is marketing or showing anything like this. We do plan on selling it to a handful of people just to see how they react. We want to sell it to flippers, not really wholesalers, since flippers, they are the end buyers, meaning that they are not wholesaling. We close at a 50%, right? So we're making sure we're shooting good shots. Other wholesalers are just shooting any shot. So obviously wholesalers, like, they're not the end buyers. You're not going to know it all. A flipper would. So if you're a flipper and you're watching this and you're interested, we can jump on a call. We can see if this is something your team or you can handle, if you have the right funding or the right system. Of that matter, you can jump on a call with me specifically. But I want to talk about the old systems, right? Every wholesaler and every other agent or agency that is marketing, they're marketing one of the big 5, which is these, right? SMS and cold calling, I'm a strong believer that they are good to get the reps in. They are good for you to get good at calling, for you to get good at closing. Decent at real estate. You got to learn real estate. So this is the most volume you're going to have. Facebook, PPC, and YouTube. I'm very good at Facebook ads. Built a funnel. This is kind of like the funnel that I built over here, right? So I had the landing page. Obviously, the way I do it is I only set up the KPI or the CAPI, I think it's called, the metapixel. Same thing, right? Actually, they're different things, but I sent data back only for the perfect lead that actually books the call, right? So we had the landing page, we had the form, we had the okay lead, the lead that wanted to sell in 60 to 90 days, book a call. 9 times out of 10, it was a logistic issue. I just don't want to sell right now or something like that. We have the DQ lead, where we just DQ'd them. We didn't even accept the lead. And we have the perfect lead, the lead that wants to sell within the 30 days. They're willing to get negotiated. They're willing to go right away. They have no objections. Their only objection really is just the cost. And that's something we can get over with. And we lead to a closed deal. Those are the only leads we send back to Facebook, meaning that Facebook is sending us more of those leads. Whereas other people, they don't have this, meaning that they're getting everything, right? So Facebook is like blind-eyed. Once it gets a lead, then it's going to think it needs more of that. But Facebook is optimized to get you the cheapest lead, which is what people don't know. So if you're just putting a form on there, of course, you're going to get to the funnel hackers, right? So the way it works is Facebook, it works like this, right? You can optimize for either one of these things. Obviously, we don't do views, interactions, or engagement. Some people do lead forms, but the problem is, and this is what often it costs, the problem is that you're going to get every single person that just opts in and is price hopping. That's what Facebook is optimizing for, which is why probably your ads are doing that. You could also go for appointments, but you can also get those funnel hackers. This has happened maybe multiple times. It doesn't happen anymore. Facebook got better. Eventually, once your company gets big enough, you can also, this is what we applied for a couple of our clients, sales and contracts. So if you guys are closing 10 contracts within a month, and those contracts are each above $12,000, $15,000, I can only send Facebook those 15 people, meaning that it's going to optimize for only people who closed and fund, right? So deeper down the funnel, we also deepen our message, right? So the message has to be congruent with the funnel. It's going to be a more expensive lead, but oftentimes we were 1 out of 4 off of Facebook, which you don't do that, right? PPC is just one of those things where you just have to put more money in, right? It's not much of a sales game. It's much more of a marketing game. Facebook is a sales game. PPC is more like a marketing thing, right? How good are your ads on YouTube, right? Or how good is your actual landing page? How easy it is to actually have them book a call or have them punch in their information, right? We have the lowest ROAS on this. And I don't think it's a sales issue. I just think it's more like a market and where we were and what our website looked like. We only had a 2-person team, so it was me and another sales guy. And then, yeah, honestly, we didn't need an agency since it all seemed pretty straightforward. I could also pull up the statistics, but I just wouldn't recommend it, mostly because afterwards we just went to recruiting and sales, right? So I just wanted to show, it's going to be my first video. I just wanted to show basically, and then this is like our whole SOP on from deal to close, or from lead in all the way to close. As you can see, this is something I could also go through. It's what my team is basically trained to do, all the way to the dispo and all the way to the basically getting paid out. But yeah, if you guys want more information on this website, I can also show you guys. Again, we don't have to spend $10, $20, $30,000 on marketing, right? We don't have to spend anything on marketing at all. We only spend on the text messages, and the text messages are extremely cheap, right? If you're able to connect, which by the way, we have over 40 different connections with 40 different realtors, they each send us every single morning on a Monday a leads list, not a leads list, a close list that they already closed or their team closed, right? 40 different people, that is 40 different new opportunities every single beginning of the week. And it's not like they're only going to close one, they're going to close multiple. Usually every realtor sends us 2 to 4 new listings every single week, if not other day, right? So if you're a flipper, you guys know this, like you guys probably have one realtor, and the realtor either works very hard or they work nothing at all, and they don't send you any deals. So that's why we have over 40. Right now I only have 40. My sales guy has way more since he sells more. But I know I have my 40. And whenever they send me deals, all I have to do is comp it, right? Once we comp it and it's good to go, then yeah, let's close it. Give me 7 days. In the 7 days, that's where I dispo. If I can't dispo within the first 3 days, then I know it's not a deal. I let it go through. And realtors are fine with that, right? Because they have other properties they got to deal with. My job is to close. That way I can get the connection with the realtor. That is simply my job. Now, this is a very broad video. I want to go more in depth on specifically how I do one of these campaigns. I can do it in a city where I don't really specialize in, but I want you guys to see what the messages actually look like, what the responses look like, if I can get a deal within that same day, or if I can get a couple walkthroughs within that same day. You have to be proficient in selling. If you're not, then it won't realistically work. Nobody is really marketing this at all because nobody has it. Everybody is still stuck on the Facebook or the Meta, or the Facebook or the PPC, because that's all they're getting taught, right? These guys are the top of the game. I just want you to know that. These guys are at the top of the game. Everybody's coming towards them. These guys are doing hundreds of millions of dollars. They're probably touching a B pretty soon. So that's it for this video. Let me know if you guys want to see anything special. Again, this is just how we made $78,000. One sales guy. We only basically had 7 contracts. 3 of them actually closed. The other ones, they're kind of pending. We should be 4 out of 7, but it's pending. We have some other escrow issues as well. So anything else you guys want to see, just let me know. And if you guys are interested in jumping on a call with me, I'm going to put a call link down below. It's directly with me, right? Just answer the questions. I'm going to get you guys' file, and then we're going to open up your business and see how we can scale it without having to spend anything on ads.